Most people believe that modern-day SUVs and their engines are simply not tough enough to stand the test of time like the old ones. But what if we tell you that some of them are still as great as their glorious predecessors and that are going to last in the decades to come? Stay with us and find out which are the 8 most reliable SUVs with forever-lasting engines that you can buy today. Number 8. Lexus GX 550. The Lexus GX traditionally ends at the top of pretty much every SUV reliability list, and we have no doubt that the new generation is a safe bet as well. Excellent build quality, impressive off-road performance, and out-of-this-world level of ruggedness are what we love about this SUV. But there may have been one slight concern. Namely, the legendary 4.6-liter V8 is gone, and with the future leaning toward forced induction, we doubt we'll see such a bulletproof unit ever again. The replacement comes in the form of a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 with 349 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. But the initial production batch turned out to be quite problematic, with main bearing failures affecting over 100,000 Tundra, LX, and LS models. But Toyota claims these problems have been solved and that there is no reason why the updated engine won't be as reliable and durable as its glorious predecessors. For now, we'll stay cautious and keep the new GX in 8th place on our list. Number 7. Jeep Wrangler V6. The legendary off-roader comes in a variety of powertrain options, and while other engines provide better performance, the V6 is the one to go with if reliability and durability are your key requirements. Because this naturally aspirated V6 has been in production for years, with millions of units produced, and while there were certain issues in the past like cylinder head failures and cooling system issues, those things were solved long ago. Today, the 3.6-liter Pentastar is one of the most reliable engines on the new SUV market. In the case of Wrangler, another great thing is that it comes coupled with a manual gearbox, which should be way more reliable and durable than any automatic gearbox around. Besides a dependable engine, the Wrangler also features sturdy body-on-frame construction, so altogether there is no reason to believe this SUV is not going to last for a couple of decades. Yes, the Wrangler doesn't usually end up at the top of reliability lists, but the thing is that most of the issues are about electronics, which usually aren't expensive and complicated to fix. Number 6. Mazda CX-5. The Mazda CX-5 defies time. Years after its launch and even after the introduction of its successor, it remains the brand's most popular model. Of course, some of the reasons are things like elegant styling, near-luxury interior design, impressive handling, and overall ride quality. But the thing with this Mazda is that it doesn't just look pretty, it is also tough as nails. The days of Mazda's unreliability are long gone. The moment it departed from Ford, it felt reborn and started making some of the most reliable cars on the market. The CX-5 is a perfect example. It features an above-average reliability score due to its relatively simple construction. There aren't many things to break, and the maintenance is generally pretty reliable. Of course, one of the preconditions is to go with the base engine. Don't get us wrong, the Turbo 4 is actually pretty reliable. But when we add durability factor to the equation, it's clear why the base, naturally aspirated version is our pick. That 2.5-liter inline-4 doesn't just surprise with its nice throttle response, it's also a pretty tough unit. Early models had some issues with cylinder deactivation system, but today's units are usually problem-free. So with regular maintenance, this SUV should serve you well for years, exceeding 300,000 miles with ease. Number 5. Chevy Tahoe Suburban. SUVs with large displacement V8s are a dying breed, even in the full-size segment. But there are a few exceptions, like Chevy's famous Duo. No matter which one you pick, there are 2 reliable V8 engine options on offer, 5.3 and 6.2-liter units. Both are naturally aspirated, relatively simple, with sturdy construction that should make them last for decades. The whole SUV seems built quite well and with massive proportions in mind. These SUVs certainly are one of the best options for anyone looking for a lifetime companion. These engines are reliable and relatively cheap to maintain, but there are a few things to keep in mind. One of the things that could cause trouble is the cylinder deactivation system. Also, carbon buildup is not uncommon, so be prepared for regular intake cleaning. Other than that, just things that are typically related to a naturally aspirated engine, which means oil changes, spark plugs, filters, and maybe a few more minor things. Once again, these are some of the last remaining naturally aspirated V8s on the market, and if you appreciate things like natural power buildup and unparalleled exhaust, then these two are no-brainers. Number 4. Subaru Forester. Subaru Forester is one of the most popular compact SUVs on the market, and the reasons are quite obvious. It's spacious, practical, and quite comfortable, not to mention one of the most capable all-wheel drive systems on the market. Also, the Forester typically ends at the top of reliability lists, no matter the reviewer. So to all those guys who talk about head gaskets, it's not the early 2000s anymore. Subaru's engines haven't had problems like these pretty much since 2010. Those flat fours, especially naturally aspirated ones, are some of the most reliable and durable units on today's market, which won't impress you with power and torque, but will serve you faithfully in the years to come. Even the CVT gearbox is actually quite reliable, despite the lack of refinement. Notice that there was a recall recently for coolant issues, but according to the officials, that has been addressed promptly. So there is no reason not to believe that Forester is once again significantly more reliable than an average new car. Yes, it probably doesn't feature the nicest cabin around, but it's durable and sturdy, with the potential to serve you well for a couple of decades or even more. Number 3. Honda CR-V Hybrid. The Honda CR-V is easily one of the most well-rounded compact SUVs you can buy. It looks good, it's comfortable and refined, it's spacious and practical, and typically for Honda, it's super reliable. And while people still have concerns about the 1.5-liter Turbo 4, the hybrid version is a no-brainer. Moreover, it's one of the most reliable and durable powertrains you can buy today. Most of the time, the electric motor is one that spins the wheels, while the gas engine acts as a generator and engages only under heavy acceleration and at higher speeds. So most of the time, the gas engine works in a pretty relaxed way. And since we're talking about a durable, reliable, and quite cheap to maintain variation of the well-known R20 engine, well known for its simple design but high-level refinement, decades of smoothness and reliability are guaranteed. Number 2. Honda Passport and Pilot. While it has become really hard to find an SUV with a good old naturally aspirated V8, things are a little bit better for those looking for 6 cylinders. Although many manufacturers already switched to smaller Turbo 4s, Honda is one of the automakers that still keeps things simple, also much smoother. Because if you buy a new Passport or Pilot, you still get the good old 3.5-liter V6 with 280 horsepower in Passports and 285 horsepower in the Pilot's case. That engine is very smooth and refined, with plenty of power to move SUVs like these with ease. But above anything else, it's super reliable and durable. The secret is in its simple and straightforward design. It features a single overhead cam, it's naturally aspirated, and it's been around for way too long to cause problems. Essentially, it's the same V6 engine Honda introduced nearly 3 decades ago. The last time this engine had problems was nearly a decade ago, with connecting rod bearings, but that issue was solved many years ago. So with proper maintenance, this engine could last a lifetime, just like the whole SUV, which is sturdy, well-built, and without any hidden design flaws. Number 1. Toyota RAV4, Highlander, and Lexus RX 350h. All the engines we mentioned in this video can achieve impressive mileage, but if there's a powertrain that can literally last forever, that would be the famous Toyota Hybrid System 2. That setup, which combines a gas engine with a couple of electric motors, is easily one of the most reliable and durable powertrains ever made. And even though it's been in use for years, it still powers a variety of Toyota models, including SUVs like Toyota RAV4, Highlander, and the Lexus RX. These models feature slight differences in terms of system output and a few minor things, but no matter which one you choose, you get pretty much unparalleled reliability and durability, because that system is so simple that there aren't many things that could go wrong. With the obvious lack of moving parts in mind, it turns out that the only problem that has been reported was the EGR cooler failure. But even those are extremely rare, and the whole fix is about its replacement. So if you want an SUV that will last forever, get one of these, because reports suggest that Toyota is working on a new system, and we are not sure if it will be able to fill the shoes of this now legendary hybrid powertrain. No matter if you choose RAV4 or Highlander, you will not just enjoy unparalleled reliability, but also smooth power delivery and excellent fuel economy. Or luxury and impressive build quality if you go for the RX. No matter the choice, you can't go wrong. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.